I'm going to show you 10 REITs. If you don't like ETFs, but you like the idea of dividend payments and you want something a little more secure, I'm going to show you 10 REITs in this video. This one is AGNC. As long as you buy this stock before the 29th of this month, you'll get paid 12 cents. And here you can see they have consistently paid 12 cents every single month for over 2 years. You can go on Yahoo Finance or another website. They've been around quite a long time. I really love AGNC. This is just a safer REIT for you guys to look at. Here we're at ORC. They don't make it as clear to find. You have to kind of search their website compared to AGNC, who makes it really easy. They also pay you 12 cents consistently. They are a little bit more volatile than AGNC. You can look at their stock history. They will pay you 12 cents every single month. Here you can see if you buy it before August 29th, you'll qualify for that 12 cent dividend. And you can see the announcements and everything here. This one is ARR. Unfortunately, I timed it kind of late for you guys. You would have had to have it by the 15th to qualify to get paid. It's a little bit more volatile than AGNC, but to me, it's very similar to ORC and AGNC. But you can see about the 14th, 15th of every month, sometimes the 17th, they'll usually post the Ex-Dividend that you have to have it for, and then you kind of have to navigate the site a little bit for you guys that don't feel like you have the time and you just want someone to help you out. Here you go. This is ARR, and you can see as long as you're buying it before the 15th of the month, you should qualify. Here is OXSQ. It's not a REIT. It's just, I consider it a stable stock when you look at its history. It's one of the reasons I recommend it. Here you can see all its ex-dividend dates. It's easier to Google to find this part of the site than it is to navigate the site. I might have just been being dumb, but for you guys that do not know how to figure out these websites, here is OXSQ for you guys. Here is the stock O. If you looked at the previous video where I went through its history, you can see it is very stable. This one you would need to buy by September 2nd to qualify for that payment on the 15th. And here, this is also another website that I had to go on Google because navigating the website, I didn't have the patience to try and go through 15 pages. And I'm going to show you guys what I mean. Well, that made it quick and easy. When I was originally doing it, this wasn't that quick and easy. This is what I saw on the first screen. And that was like, okay, how do I probably should have done the looking for, but Google was quicker, let's be honest. I don't think I covered CHMI in a previous video. It's not bad. It's decently stable. You can see it pays 15 cents every 3 months. There were a bunch of stocks I wanted to include, but when I was looking at the history, they just were too volatile. Like, I wanted to put ACRE, but the way it dropped this year, I just didn't want you guys. And I'm going to show you what I mean. This one's ACRE in comparison. See how it just dropped? It just worried me. I didn't want to recommend it for this reason. It might recover, but I don't want to recommend something that's not doing good this year. In comparison, we'll show you the CHMI. Let me pause it. So here we go. I had to pause it because my internet keeps freezing. And I don't want y'all to wait 3 minutes just to have to wait. You can see it stays, but it does like OXSQ. It's a little bit more expensive than OXSQ. It will pay you every 3 months. But you can see it's decently stable. It's not losing you $3 a share. And these REITs don't pay like the ETFs. So if you can invest one time with the ETFs and usually get paid back in 2 years. That's not always true with these REITs. They take longer to pay you back. This one is TPVG. As long as you buy it before September 16th, you'll qualify. It's only going to pay you quarterly. It's not one I heavily recommend, but I'm going to show you its stability real quick because I'm pretty sure I did not show you that in a previous video. Other than the O stock, I was trying to keep these pretty cheap. You can see it ranged. It didn't. I compare it to ORC and its volatility. It's not bad. I scrolled back without you guys having to wait for my internet to load. So see, it's like ORC. See what I mean? How just 2 years ago it was higher. So I was kind of hesitant to put it on the list, but for the price and the return, I kind of compared it to ORC. So I was like, I'll let it make the list. A lot of these stocks aren't doing great this year, in my opinion, when you compare it to last year. But again, AG&C is actually pretty good this week. Let me show you. And O was doing really good. I did a previous video. O is amazing. A lot of the more stable stocks that people recommend, like SPY and all that, they're like $500 a share. Most people watching my stuff, yeah, I don't have $500 to blow. You can get partial shares, but I just want it to be a little bit more affordable for you guys. I want you to be able to buy a full share so you can feel like you got at least one. You can see AG&C is up right now. I like AG&C. I've always said it's my first REIT, so of course there is some sentimental value. And it fluctuates, but I mean, I love it. I'm not gonna lie. This stock is GNL. They're decently stable. I don't think I did a previous video on them. I can show that if you want. I don't think you really care. You just want to see the ex-dividend. This one will also pay you every single 3 months. Again, it's not super high paying dividend, but this one's only cost you like $7-8. It's not super expensive. You would want to buy it before October 11th, I want to say. And the reason why I'm guessing that is you can see the last one in October was about the 11th. Maybe the 10th to be safe. They haven't announced it yet, but you can see it's probably going to pay only 19 cents. So even though the stock price wasn't going down too bad, the dividend did. So you might consider that a higher risk. It's another one on the list if you want to live off dividend payments and you want something a little bit safer than an ETF. I'm going to show you the price history real quick so to help you make a decision. I originally wasn't going to include this one, and then I saw 777 and I just started giggling and I was like, why not? So let's scroll back farther. You can see it's been around $7-8. And it's like ORC a little bit, you know, it was about double if you go back 2-3 years. The stock is TWO. I didn't mention it in a previous video. Again, it's not super great returns on the dollar, but it's also not as unstable as a lot of the REITs, and I'll show you the history going back about 2-3 years in a minute. You can see as long as you buy this one by October 29th, you should qualify. This one's only going to pay you once every 3 months. Here you see TWO. See that 1010? I giggled when I saw it. That's why it's included in the video. Yeah, you can see, I mean, it's not been doing great this year. A lot of stocks aren't doing great this year. They're playing with it. And I think it's obvious to a lot of people they're playing with some stuff. Like ORC, it was definitely up a lot more in 2022. About half. I mean, that's how a lot of them are. They were about double their value 2 years ago. So, O stock, OXSQ, you know, I showed in previous videos, they were extremely stable. But a lot of these stocks did lose half their value. I have a video showing AG&C if you bought 5 years ago, even though they lost half their value, you still came out positive after 5 years, just letting it sit by one time to kind of give you confidence. Have I reached 10 yet? Because I feel like I've been doing this forever. I'm going to show you another kind of scary failure because I wanted to make this a quick 10 and I'm going through stocks and they're not a quick 10 because you're seeing they're losing value. This one's doing like ACRE. We just go back 2 years. If I'm scrolling fast because I don't want to make the video an hour long, you can see $10. You scroll back up. Actually, you only got to scroll up. Yeah, you can see at the top of the screen that 383. I mean, that's not great, especially when you look at this one. This one's quarterly paying, so I'm not going to even go on the website to show you the ex-dividend. So we're going to pay you 12 cents every 3 months, only to lose more than half its value in 2 years, and it only started off at like, yeah. You can see why it's taken me so long. I wanted to wing it and just do a quick video off the top of my head based on stocks I'd invested in the past, but that's not working how I wanted it to, unfortunately. Because I've been going through 50, I'm pausing the video to look at stuff real quick, and I'm like, let me show you some of these guys and why I didn't pick them. Because I don't want you to risk it just watching it go down. And I'm sorry to say that to these stocks, because at one point in time they weren't bad, but they are not doing good this year at all. Just to give you guys some hope that some of these failing stocks do recover. I had DALN, I believe last year. I think I paid like $3 for it. And you can see it recovered great. I mean, it went. There's where it dropped. See that great recovery? Just letting it sit. Now, it might go back down. It might go up. It's been having, right now it's doing good. I wouldn't do this one, in my humble opinion, if you like dividends, because it's not a great dividend. It paid dividends when I invested in it, and I'm not even seeing any to show you guys. So, keep that in mind. I showed you more than 10 stocks. I wanted to show you 10 to invest in right now that you qualify for Ex-Dividend, that were not going to cost you as much as, $100, $200 a share. I think O was the most expensive on this list. I'm going to go through my paperwork. I have like 20 sheets of paper with over 500 dividend stocks that I invested in at different times. And as I'm clicking on each one and going through each one as I'm pausing in between the videos, so you guys don't have a 3-hour-long video. And I'm just seeing failure after failure after failure. Like, a lot of these I sold out because I didn't like how they were looking. And I just showed you why I sold out a bunch of them just on a couple. Here's one right here. Give me